my freaky little darlings. Let's see when YouTube lets us... Oh, look at that. I think we're live. Amazing. Let's load up the thing. Hi, Michelle! Thanks for dropping in briefly on the other live. Oh, I can now hear myself. That's not good. Yeah, the SWEEKEND. I don't know. I can't spell. It's okay. We're gonna jump into the legacy house, which I just realized now that it doesn't... That's BB wearing a... whatever she's wearing. That is Michelle, I think. And I think that is NB. And BN. So it's B for B and N for Nina. And then we have, named after Nina, the youngest boy, the knights that say Ni! I shouldn't make that loud of a noise that close to the mic. The knights that say Ni! Ryan, feed the knight that say Ni! How are you today, Michelle? And that's Mina, she's named after the cat. We'll see if B remembers to join us. The stupidest thing happened at work. So it was this last week. The dumbest thing that has ever happened at my job happened. It was hilarious. And also resulted in one of the female bosses openly mocking my boss to me, which was not quite as fun, but very funny. And then drank to 2 a.m. Sounds like fun. BB's fashion sense is amazing and horrific at the same time. Who is just skin and bones? BN, he's just been fed. Oh, before we fed him. Why is Ryan not at work? Ryan, go build some body skill. You're trying to be a dancer. You need to support your massive family somehow. We're gonna need to build this house out so much and probably add an epic cellar to ever get it to like hold generations of people. Especially with like... Are there no windows? Just none. We need to start working on that. Because if I'm doing like a legacy where no kids leave, let me tell you, that takes some serious space. Why is that window not in the place it's supposed to be? Yeah, there. There we go. They're really pretty windows. Oh, and I spent all my money. Whoops. Yes, Mina, go to bed. Hi, B! You made it just in time for the stupid story I was about to tell. In fact, I might have waited for you to tell the story. So there's been a few funny things happening at work, including me telling my boss that you guys refer to him as the hot boss. He took it well. Bless him, he thought it was funny. It is funny, to be fair, but he could have not taken it that way, but he did. Which honestly I kind of thought he would, or I would not be speaking about work things on stream. But yeah, I told the original story of the person who... I told him, yes! And I told him the original story that I told you guys. I don't know if you remember, but So in one of my very first weeks at the job, somebody saw me traveling home with the lanyard with the company. And they asked their friend, like, she must be new. I do not recognize her, right? And the person was like, no, I know who she is. She's on that hot guys team. I told my boss that, and he was like, who said that? And I'm like, I am so sorry, boss. I don't know. I have no idea. I do not know who they were, but that made him laugh. And so I told him that you guys have referred to him as the hot boss ever since. So I gave him that context, and then so the story I next... I mean, to be fair, B, they do. I wouldn't say I'm one of the only people who don't find him attractive. I have not queried the whole company, but there's definitely more. I was not risking my job. He's a funny guy and he's very sweet. He would not have taken offense. If I thought he would be offended, I would not be making these jokes. But remember the guy the story I told last week that one of the guys at work and one of the girls for that matter, they tend to leave little marketing, do your marketing, woohoo, in our chat, and I always go, nah, you're not the boss of me. And boss last week was kind of like, actually I am, do your marketing, LH. And I was like, okay then, sir, yes sir, I'm doing it. And I told... I would never share pictures, B. I did say he can watch these if he's worried about what I'm saying on them. He was not worried about what I'm saying on my streams. But anyway, in that chat, he made me do my marketing by overriding my cheeky, well, you're not the boss of me. He is. So I've done my marketing this week. But I told that story on... I told that story on Wednesday. And Michelle, I don't know if you remember that you said that, but you said that was such a power move by the hot boss. I told him that. He found it funny. He finds you funny, Michelle. That is not even the best story from last week. It's, ironically, it also involves my boss. Let's see. I'm just gonna take a break from being vaguely inappropriate for a moment and find somebody to teach this kid how to do homework. Let's see. I need to actually... No, use that. Oh, for goodness sake, you're named after a cat and even she knows how to use a litter box. Okay, and you're meant to ask BB here to do homework. Why did you not pee? I shouldn't have named these people after you people. They don't listen to me. Oh, for goodness sake! Stop doing that. Oh, goodness. There's 2 babies. Ryan, you're in the way of your children learning shit. Is that's a boy again? So the first 2 are girls, then we have 2 boys, and now we have 2 boys again. Bless your cow and bless your family. Oh, Michelle. I think that might be too inappropriate. I'm gonna name them H and B. And you will know. Goodness. She needs a nap and then she needs to get pregnant again. So, the really funny story. Yes, all of them. So we have BB, we have BN, and now we have B. That's like the third B in this family and in my life. You know the real government names. Yeah. BB is handling B, which kind of feels correct to me. So my boss, which this was so funny. So the thing with bosses is that they're meant to do certain things, including keeping track of their employees, right? He failed to do this week, as in they lost me at work for a solid hour. They lost track of me and they didn't know where I was. Let that sink in. They lost me. They lost, seriously. I am not kidding. They lost me. Why are you now stuffing H to the gills with food? This girl needs to stop feeding people, like seriously. Just do something else. Don't you have a hobby? Look. And we might wanna disallow pets here. They physically lost me. So I came in. It was, what was it, Thursday morning. I had gotten some of my staying late time out to come in 10 minutes later. It just suits my buses better, so I'd done that. Not significant, not anybody would, it's not something you'd care about normally. So I'd done that, and I'd come in. I said good morning to my boss. I logged myself in the system. I put it into meeting. I went away for a meeting that was predetermined, and my boss knew about it. He'd given me instructions for like where to go to. It was a phone meeting, so I needed to attend it away from the group. And he told me where to go and what exactly to do. I did all of that. I followed the instructions completely. So I did everything I was supposed to do. I was logged in the system. I'd done all of that. She can't go to work. She has 3 babies at home. Come on, teenagers, go to school. Oh, I did that wrong. Let's see. Allow her only, because when the teenagers come back home, that will be annoying. Change some nappies. Why are they... Oh, that's her school bus. Oh, come on. Oh, he... Old age. Put the nights that say knee in the crib. Put age there. Oh no. Don't select a pyjama. Let him sleep. Change B's diaper. We need more cribs. She needs a nap. Anyway, I did all the things I was supposed to do. It was punishment. Honestly, B, I don't think he cares if I find him hot or not. Plenty of others on the team do seem to find him both hot and not. I've not actually queried my closest colleagues about this because I kind of feel like it would be weird. So I haven't done that. I am trying not to be inappropriate. But yeah, I'd gone to the meeting. I was where I was supposed to be, and sort of 20 minutes in, my boss's second in command realizes that the fuck is she at? And he asks my boss, who knew I was gonna be for that meeting, and I had messaged him the day before, telling him the exact time, so he knew exactly where I was. He'd forgotten. So his second in command, the sergeant of our team, if you'd like. We're not military, but I grew up in a military family, so that's how I think of it. He asks, where has LH gone? And my boss goes, is she not where she's supposed to be? Which technically, yes. Yes, I was where I was supposed to be. He had just forgotten what that was. So there we are. Why is this kid passed out on the sidewalk? A bit dramatic, don't you think, child? So there we are. Just feed the knights that say nee! Here we are. We need like a TV or something in this house. Whose homework is this? Sorry, I need to actually play the game in between the ranting about my workplace being hilariously funny. Anyway, so they start looking for me, and I have since critiqued them for how poorly they did that. So, first thing they tried, which was very reasonable to give them credit where credit is due, is they sent a female manager into the nearest bathroom to check if I was just in there, which makes sense, fair. Also, I have had some PTSD flare-ups recently, and I do go in there to cry if something has happened, so which my boss knows about, so that makes all the sense. That's the first place to look, absolutely. I was not in there, of course, because I was in a meeting. Now, 40 minutes or so after I had disappeared, I had a missed call, and again, I was on the phone, so I couldn't be rung again. I had a missed call from like our newly appointed second in command, so I did not have that number saved. So even if I could have, I wouldn't have answered during work hours an unknown number, right? Jeez. So I didn't answer. And why they didn't just try texting, don't ask me. You'd think that's worth a try, but they didn't. And they didn't try texting me, and it went straight through to voicemail, which also, I have my phone on Do Not Disturb 95% of the time. So, most of the time that's what happens anyway, unless you have a phone with an override, which my boss does, because he's my boss, so he can ring me even if it's on Do Not Disturb. Oh, he's having a crisis. Could somebody teach him how to do homework so he's slightly less depressed? Watch TV. Would that make you, like, not have a... Why is she doing that, for goodness sake? Just watch the TV like a normal person. Just watch it. What is wrong with these people? The knights that say nee! I am such a shat. She's still not pregnant. Ryan, where are you? I need you to impregnate your wife. She wants 10 babies. Does she have all the perks ticked to... No, more twins. Does any of them have their... I have neglected doing this. He has none. And the babies are vaguely dying. She wants another baby again. Of course she does. And a promotion, honey. You cannot have both. Ryan? Where are you, Ryan? Yeah, make sure I haven't fallen in. Yeah, makes sense. Anyway. And they have their next pregnancy. Whoop whoop. Here we go. Oh, I made it so that no one can do this. Oh. So the second in command in my team, he goes round to all the meeting rooms to check if I'm in there, which I am. But I am sitting in a meeting room by myself, unsupervised, so I have my feet up on another chair, and yes, I did remove my shoes. And they have kind of privacy barriers up, so he goes past the room I am in. You're hungry, not the baby. What's happening with these stupid Sims? Yeah, just feed yourself, woman. You can make some actual food for everyone. Before your mum dies, just have a nap while she's cooking. Baby can... Put, which child is this? It's B. Okay. Just have the food that's there. Why are they all so stupid? Anyway, so he goes past the right place to see if I'm there. But he can't see me, so he misses me. And they start to speculate on where the heck I could have gone, because I'm definitely there. The person who works next to me has seen me, but doesn't know where I went. My things are all there. I have a snack basket, because I'm that person. My extra jumper is there. I'm not there. My phone's not there. So an hour after I first disappeared, my boss has the bright idea to ring me himself. I am mocking them slightly here, but like they were panicked and it was 8 a.m. in the morning. I don't blame them or anything. I just find it absolutely hilarious. So an hour into me first having disappeared, boss rings me himself, and I of course pick up because my meeting has just ended and I'm heading back. So I pick up like, "Hi boss, everything okay?" And the line is just quiet, and he kind of goes, "I've forgotten that you're meant to be somewhere, haven't I?" Because he could tell just from my tone that I wasn't having a crisis, or lost, or disappeared, or doing something I wasn't supposed to. I was just casually checking in, because he rang me, so I answered, right? And just that silence and like, "Where are you?" "In a meeting room for that meeting, remember?" And he's like, "Ah, yeah." "Which meeting room? How are you this sneaky?" And I'm like, is that a good or a bad thing? I didn't say that, but that was what I was thinking. Like, I could not interpret his tone at this point, because remember, I did not know I was missing. I had no idea I'd gone missing. Here we go. "Michelle, could you please teach your sibling how to do homework? And then maybe do your own homework." He's never gonna learn that shit. Okay, we're gonna give Ryan access to the children's rooms. Change diaper on each. Okay. Finish feeding to B. Put B in the crib. Is that child now? Baby! Come here! I know you need to pee, but you need to teach your brother things. That sounded wrong. Oh no, not Michelle. The other one. Come on, stop teaching him things about female anatomy and teach him homework. That sounded even more wrong. What's happening? But yeah, that's the story of how my oh, she's gone to work. I guess you're home with the babies today, Ryan. You need another body skill point anyway, and probably to call your friends. You can call them whenever because they don't work. Because it's actually that makes sense that because there is Michelle, right? And there is Brian. I didn't name this one. We have Space Invader and Nina. So he has like named the children. He isn't friends with B, but he secretly likes B, clearly, because he named multiple of his children after him. No, he doesn't want to do yoga. He wants to call these people and just talk. And they can talk at this time because they don't have jobs. But yeah, I did in the afternoon give my boss feedback on like how to look for people. Because if he'd rang me from his own phone, I would have known that, oh, my boss wants to speak to me about something, and I would have texted him back, I'm still in the meeting, I'll be right back, or something. But he didn't, so I had no idea who that missed number was. At least we kept the whole team entertained, and I was giggling for the rest of the day, because they lost me. They literally lost me. Like, I don't know if I'm just a silly person and find that funny, but I find it so funny. Like, they lost me. And just the investigation of, well, her things are still here. Yeah, I've seen her today. Where is she? Exactly what where I'm meant to be. And I told you. I'd also told him over our chat system, but apparently he didn't think to look at that either and be like, has she told me anything about where she is before? Yeah, B, you're everywhere. Ryan is worse though. Well, he's worse in the Sim game, in the Sims 1. Because Ryan, there's like 8 of him in my streaming hood. Did you do your homework before yelling about this? No, you didn't. Go do your homework. I love how they're like cozied up to one another. Have you... You also need to be taught... That's the worst part of having too many babies in The Sims. You have to get them all homework schooled. Hear the betrayal. Well, I'm not sure I feel betrayed. I'm just like flabbergasted. They lost me. How? I'm like the most well-behaved person on the team. I was exactly where I was meant to be, and they lost me. I'm being quite dramatic about that, but it's... I'm flabbergasted. And yeah, they lost me. But as I was told by the female boss afterwards when I came over to him, because I came back and he'd been weird on the phone, so I was like, what exactly are you talking about? When I came back, and the female boss of like another team who sat next to him, the boss have a they're Arthurian. They have a round table. And they just sit there together, being bosses. But she was like, at least you know he worried about you. Poor man. I am sorry I worried them. It's just mostly overridden by the fact that I am so amused that they lost me. But yeah, I'm pretty sure she knew about it because she was sent into the bathroom to be like, is LH in there by any chance? I wasn't. But that part was a good guess. I'm just trying to... I want to age up the baby. Oh, I couldn't move that because she had already... Thank you, Michelle. Just age up the screaming infant to a slightly bigger screaming infant. Thank you, Ryan. Now, go to bed. Everyone is tired and cranky, except this person. Have I taught him to... No, I haven't. Oh, and she's pregnant again. They've had 6 kids and she wants 3 more. I adore the fact that her want panel looks like this. She wants 10 babies. She wants a baby. And that is giving her 8,000 like aspiration points. And that one 15. So it's kind of like, that is a big want but a vague one. And then a minus 5,000, she is also scared. Makes sense. Okay. Michelle, would you please teach your younger sibling about algebra? Whose homework is this? It's yours. Your sister have done her homework and is doing the parentification part. BN is just giving us BS. At least they care enough to lose you, yeah. And I don't know if I should be telling you this, but I was talking to my boss about this afterwards. And like at the end of the day, that was also when I tell him what his nickname is on my streams. His comment on this was, yeah, that hasn't happened to me in years. Implying that it has in fact happened before at some point. Which is a story that I'm never going to hear but kind of want. Yes, Michelle. Mina wants 10 kids. She rolled the want sometime last live. And I immediately pounced on it like, ha ha ha! I wanted you to want that. I've successfully manipulated you. Now we're building a legacy with so many children that we can just puke. All the kids. All of them. Yeah, they did care enough to lose me. And now I have this weird, like, temptation. It's not the weirdest temptation I have, but I have the weird temptation ever since this happened to, like, get lost on purpose and see if they would be better at finding me this time. Because I gave him some pointers, like, would they do better? I'm not going to, obviously, but well, I do have another meeting next week, so it's not completely out of the question that they lose me again. But our team, she's just a colleague, but she's our marketing expert, and one of my kids and also my work bestie, she now knows where I am, so if they start looking for me for the next meeting and have lost me again, she will just be like, guys, you didn't do this again. Come on, you know where she is. But yeah, I have that vague inclination. Plus, the other week I read an article about things you can absolutely not say to your boss. And most of them was just common sense, like don't be a rude twat who doesn't know anything at work, which fair enough. And he doesn't work today either, so she can go to work. Maybe study some mechanical. So you can actually get that promotion you wanted. Come on. All of you go to school. Who is that? Oh, that's Ryan doing babysitting. Cool. He wants to be besties with Nina and Michelle. Look at that. Hide and sneak, but only you're in on it. Pretty much. But yeah, I read that article and there were 3 things that stood out to me except the pure stupidity. Oh no. Oopsie. Honey, you're not meant to be in here. The Valkyrie is where I am, not spiders. Sorry, I need to evict a spider from inside my wife. Sorry about that. But yeah, 3 things stood out to me, which is you shouldn't use slang with your boss. I am tempted to try that and not use slang with my boss. I think it would terrify him beyond measure if I suddenly swapped to formal speech. Remember, my boss is Gen Z, so when I consider slang and what the rest of the team considers slang, no. No, not the same thing. So if I'm not doing any slang at all, that would be formal language and it would freak everybody out beyond measure. The other one is you shouldn't swear in front of your boss. I tried doing that and he was vaguely offended at me moderating my language in front of him. The rule is we cannot swear on the floor where customers on the phone can hear us. So I never do that because I do what I'm told sometimes. It does happen. The way I see it, when you have a job, you kind of consent to doing what your boss tells you. Other than that, I don't do what anybody tells me ever. Hence the joke in the group chat with our marketing person that not gonna do as I'm told. But yeah, so I never swear where he's told me not to swear, but I swear in front of him because he doesn't care. Don't think he knows why he would care, which is a valid point. Your boss is always a grown-up, so why couldn't you swear in front of them? If your boss is a toddler, which I did kind of feel like when we had a substitute once, because our boss was off for vacation, so we had a substitute boss. He was a decade younger than me. That kind of did feel like I was being temporarily looked after by a toddler, but that is probably just me being a grumpy old bitch. Actually, I know for a fact that's what it is, but... Have these kids spread out so that their sisters can't sleep in the beds? Oh, are they not friends yet? Not this shit again. I'm getting single beds for the younger... Are they also twins? Oh, these aren't twins. I'd forgotten. But yeah, the third thing you could absolutely not say in front of your boss would be to ask them if they're pregnant. My boss is male. I kind of want to ask him if he's pregnant now, just to see his face. Live stream your hide and seek. I would never do such a thing, but sometimes it's tempting to be like just flirting with the idea of being the shitty employee. I don't do anything I'm not supposed to do. Well, not on purpose. It's a very steep learning curve, so no chance I'm not fucking up in some perspective. I am certain that I am, but I'm changing your diaper, B. But yeah, it's fun sometimes to just entertain the idea of what would I do if I wasn't a solid employee who always turns up where I'm supposed to be. Which makes it, I think, more understandable that they did panic a little bit, because it was kind of incomprehensible to them that I just sort of fucked off to go smoke or something. Like, some of the younger team members, some of the kids, like, they could have maybe think it was something like that, but with me, I would never do that. So I think that might have been why they were a little, they were genuinely worried. I think it was funny though that they attempted to check if I was in one of the meeting rooms and walked straight past me. It's one of those perfect storms of just, it's silly. And at least they looked for me, jeez. But it's, yeah, no. It is a lovely idea to just hide on purpose and see what happens. Too long, quite possibly. Do remember to like the live. Liking the live is good for Pop-Tarts. And who still hasn't done their homework? Come on. She needs some fun. Just watch some telly. You need to do your homework. You need to do your homework. Just watch some TV with your mum. Ryan, why didn't you change the stinky baby? For goodness sake. We don't trust Ryan with babies. Who is the number one? Oh, it's B today, because he's the only one that it ranks that are in. The other day it was my mother. She popped in to chat. The one time when it's empty. See you soon, Michelle. Next week there won't be any streams, but the week after I'll see you. We're gonna stream for about 15 more minutes this time, I reckon. Ryan is going to work today, so Mina will stay home and mind the kids, including the one still in her bits. Whoops. We need to call for groceries. Have we gotten all the kids out of the way? Out of the way! is looking after 2 toddlers while pregnant, quite possibly with twins, because she now has that perk. She already has 6 kids. And those are like toddlers at this point. So there should be like a baby. Oh, we forgot right away, didn't we? We didn't properly change B's nappy? Change B's nappy. Oh, and feed H. Jeez. This child is like dying. No, don't look at the other child. Just go to bed. Ryan, put H in... Oh. Michelle. One of them brought home a boy and one of them brought home a girl. It's gender equality. I mean, they are 2 girls, but they also have 4 brothers, so... Nee is doing well! The knights who say Nee now has an A. BB does not have an A+. Ooh, T. Are they dying of hunger? Yeah, Michelle is gonna get some bottles for her little brothers. Oh, look at that! Oh yeah, they are twins. I am struggling to remember which boys are the twins and which are not. When is she giving birth, anyway? The toddlers are nearly children. Oops, what happened there? Oh, it was... I thought somebody died. Like, it's... I don't know why. It kind of felt like they were disappearing somehow. Ryan is almost an elder. She's nearly an elder. We need to feed her life-extending potion. She needs more pregnancy time. She needs at least 2 more pregnancies, maybe 3. Oh no, she can't do that, can she? Because, oh, she did get a little bit more time, so that's good enough. She needs to be in her happy place. I wonder, like, how it would be to spend your entire adult life just pregnant. Because they have relatively short lifespans compared to their pregnancy. Then again, 3 days, yeah, 3 days is 1/10 of their adult lives, right? A year is not 1/10 of our adult life. I would say there's a larger span there. Still, it's a large part of your life. Okay, could you leave, random teenage child? Who are you holding? He needs to be let back into bed. No! Change B's diaper. Oh, yeah. This again. Oh, just the one. Oh no, I've forgotten. I pressed the thing, so... I don't know where I got that from. But it is time. Okay, Ryan, just have a real quick pee, then you need to go and do your fatherly duties. No, not those. The other fatherly duties. Come on. There's such gender cliches in the way they're dressed right now. Nope. Didn't take. Another take. Did you see him droop a little there? So they now have 7 children. And oops, she is platinum. You know what that means? And she has all this random crap in her inventory from digging up like rocks. I'm just gonna make her younger because she needs like 3 more pregnancies, which is 9 days. She now has 18. That should be sufficient for all of our baby needs. Oh, there's now another child in there. I think next stream we're gonna have to build like a bigger baby room. And just generally, this house is gonna have to be made bigger because I might build out that part and like make that into a little hallway and a bigger baby room and something like that. I think just put the baby down and have some stinking salad. Literally stinking salad. Does food poisoning when pregnant? Amazing idea. It's not the baby that stinks, it's Ryan. Okay, that was funny. Oh, she is going to work. Right, she's not currently pregnant that they know of. But that is okay. Both parents can go to work because it is a Saturday. So we're parentifying the teenage girls and soon teenage boy. That aside, I am going to end the live because this was only meant to be a cheeky short live because last night's live was very short as well. So between them, they make a whole live. And yeah, I just wanted to tell the story about how I was lost. And I remember my boss going like, "Oh, Matilda," on the phone, like he was just this little like hitch, as if he was surprised to speak to me, even though he had rung me, which confused me at the time. But now I realize that, like, obviously he did not expect it after all that time to just be as easy as, "Oh, I'm ringing her just to see. You said it didn't go through at all. Oh, she's on the line." The sillinesses in our lives. I love stuff like that. Just they make for such funnier work conversations because there's now an inside joke. That time they lost me and how he cannot spell Marie. Inside jokes. That yeah, I think life is better with a touch of stupidity. Like, if there isn't enough stupidity, things are very boring. Actually, I'm going to build today. Disregard everything I just said. Oh, I never put the proper color on there. Well, okay then. This house is just multicolored bricks in like weird colors, which I'm kind of into it, to be honest. The house is kind of fetch, she said, immediately showing her immense age. Yeah, and then a bigger baby room there once everything and then like a kid's room here with proper room for all of them. I might convert that into extra bathrooms. Yeah, I need more money though. Ryan needs to get that body skill and that promotion so we can actually like furnish the rest of the house. Have we used that somewhere? We have. What about that? Yeah, we have. I'm running out of colors. Perfect. I'm not running out of colors. This loads. Why did I download that? Who knows? Nobody knows. Nobody at all. Yeah, I also kind of feel like they need a bigger family room. I might just make something out of their basement or possibly give them more floors quite soon. Like, remember, I'm making a legacy here when the first generation are 10 kids. So these 10 kids will all stay in the house with their future spouses. Some of them will have a spouse, some will have a bunch of kids. Some of them will be single, some of them definitely. There he is, will definitely be a player. There will be maybe knowledge sim, maybe popularity. There's gonna be a lot of people quickly. So we're gonna need some serious space to accommodate that. But yeah, we finished building, so I'm gonna stop the scream. I'm gonna stop the scream right here. You 2B have a lovely evening, and good luck on that job application. I will have to list on my next one, if I ever apply for another job, that I'm great at disappearing during work hours, but I'm always where I'm meant to be. Take care, B. Bye, everyone. See you Wednesday, week after next.